Hi, it's Sandy B. Stitcher again, Sandy Bacus. I have been reading some of the thousands of comments that were put on my video about the loss of my husband and my stroke. I am absolutely amazed. And I decided, even though I haven't read all of them, it's slow reading with my eyesight being affected, but I am able to read them. And like I said, I am absolutely amazed at the number of people from all over the world who have prayed for me and my family. It has touched me very, very deeply. And I felt the need to get on here now and put up another video. All the people who subscribed to my channel after they watched the video, it's amazing to me. And like I said, it's touched me deeply. So I wanted to come on here, and first of all, I want to say thank you to each and every person. I want to express my extreme gratitude. Um, the comments have made me feel so much better, even though I've only read a small portion of them. But I will read each and every one of them. Um, I, I'm hearting them. I really don't can't see well enough to type um, to make any comments, but I will put a heart on each one after I read it. Some of the things that people have shared with me, their stories, um, amazing stories, heartbreaking stories, um, uplifting stories. Also, someone even wanted to know if I would put a donation page. So, what I wanted to do was to give you a little bit of history here so that you know I don't need a donation page. I live in the USA in northern Ohio, which is kind of starting into the Midwest. And my husband was 77 years old. I'm going to try to keep this all together here. I've been doing really good about keeping it together, so I want to try to keep doing that. Um, he was a Vietnam vet. He was drafted in the late 1960s and sent straight to Vietnam after basic training. He was a helicopter gunner. In other words, he hung out the side of a helicopter. He um, he was a good man. We didn't meet until we were older. We had both been married before. So we didn't get married until we were almost 30 years old. I had a daughter already. We had a son together. Um, he developed Parkinson's in 2012, and it was related to Agent Orange exposure in Vietnam. The VA gave him a disability. They gave him a pension, and I will continue to get a portion of that pension as soon as I can manage to get the paperwork filled out and get it sent in. So I have, while he was in the nursing home, his nursing home was all paid for. He was there for 3.5 years, and the VA paid for every penny of it. They paid for his medical care. There was a few minor things I had to pay for, but nothing in comparison to what medical costs are. They also they help pay my medical care. I have insurance, and then they pick up the copays. So, and they will continue to do that. So, the Veterans Administration of the United States of America has been very, very good to me, and they were very, very good to my husband. We hear a lot of horror stories about how the VA doesn't do this and doesn't do that, but in our case, they did. And so I will be taken care of, and I don't need any donations. Um, the last, most of the last year of his life, he was bedridden. He couldn't move. He could move his hands a little bit. That was it. Um, he used to be able to shake his head yes and no for questions because he couldn't really talk much. At the end, he couldn't shake his head anymore. He couldn't. He couldn't um, speak at all, and that's how my husband in, ended up passing away. He aspirated on his breakfast, and within a few hours, his lungs filled with fluid and he died. Um, I walked into the room. They think just about the moment he died. Um, as I said, he was a good man. We had our ups, we had our downs, but we were married for 48 years. And there was something else that I was going to say, and I lost it. But I just want everybody to know that I really, really appreciate these prayers. I felt pretty decent recently this last week, and it has to be the prayers. It has to be. And I see a retina specialist on Monday. Today, I didn't tell you it's Friday. So Monday I see the retina specialist. I'll find out a little bit more about what is going on with my eyes. And I hope that I do get at least some of my sight back. I'm not going to drag this out. I just wanted to give you guys my deepest thank yous. I couldn't appreciate all of you more. I don't know how it got on everybody's feeds. I cross stitch and I do cross stitch videos, and that's who I was putting the video out to, was my friends from cross stitching. Um, but I'm gonna say goodbye right now, and I'll come back and let you guys know how my eyes are doing. And again, thank you so much. Thanks be to God. Bye.